18 interesting facts about the Titanic. Hi and welcome to the World of Facts YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to go through 18 interesting facts about the Titanic that you're going to want to know about. Before we get into the video, we would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe with the notification bell turned on so that you never miss one of our uploads. Now, let's get into it. Number 1. The Titanic lies at 12,600 feet underwater. The ruins of the Titanic lie nearly 2.5 miles beneath the surface of the ocean, approximately 370 miles off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada. The ship broke in two, and the gap between the bow and the stern is about 2,000 feet in the seabed. Number 2. The iceberg that hit the ship may have jutted out 100 feet above water. The iceberg that the Titanic collided with is speculated to have been anywhere from 50 to 100 feet above water. The entire iceberg is believed to have been between 200 and 400 feet long. Number 3. The first lifeboat was released an hour after the iceberg struck. It may seem like common sense for a ship to immediately release lifeboats upon hull breach. The Titanic, however, did not release its first lifeboat until an entire hour elapsed. Number 4. The ship carried 2,223 passengers and crew. Of the 2,223 people aboard the Titanic, 1,517 did not survive the collision with the iceberg. The ship was not even at full capacity. It could hold more than 3,500 people. Number 5. The ship was just under 900 feet long. The Titanic measured 882 feet and 9 inches in length, making it the biggest vessel of its time. Today, the largest cruise ship is Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas, clocking in at nearly 1,200 feet long. Number 6. The ship burned an estimated 825 tons of coal per day. The Titanic was far from a light craft, weighing some 46,000 tons. This behemoth of a vessel burned a reported 825 tons of coal per day in 159 furnaces that heated 29 boilers. Number 7. 20 horses were needed to transport the main anchor. The ship's main anchor weighed 16 tons, or more than 30,000 pounds. 20 horses were required to transport the anchor 2 miles from the casting site in the town of Netherton to the train station in Dudley in 1911. Number 8. Less than a third of all people aboard the ship survived. Only 705 of the 2,223 passengers and crew members made it back home. Some 61% of the passengers who survived were first-class guests. Less than 25 of the third-class passengers survived. Number 9. The temperature of the seawater was below freezing when the ship sank. According to measurements taken by Captain Stanley Lord of the SS Californian, a ship that was near the Titanic when it sank, water temperatures were as cold as 28 degrees Fahrenheit. The human body can survive up to 45 minutes in freezing water, according to the Life Jacket Association. Number 10. The iceberg made a 300-foot gash in the hull of the boat. Titanic Captain Edward Smith believed the ship had grazed over the top of the iceberg, but he was in for a rude awakening when the crew assessed the site of the strike. 5 compartments had already flooded with water, and the bow was already beginning to submerge. Number 11. It took over 7 decades to find the ship's ruins. The remains of the Titanic were not found until 1985, about 73 years after the vessel sunk. Dr. Robert D. Ballard of the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution in Massachusetts and a team of American and French researchers discovered the wreckage with the help of a robot submarine. Number 12. Musicians played for more than 2 hours as the ship went down. It's unclear which songs were played as the ship went down, but one can only imagine how somber the atmosphere must have been. In the movie Titanic, one of the songs played was Nearer My God to Thee, which is believed to be the last song played on the ship in real life. Number 13. 6,000 artifacts were recovered from the wreckage site. Treasures rescued from the Titanic are in high demand. Among the 6,000 artifacts was a violin that sold for $1.7 million in 2013 at an auction house in the United Kingdom. The Titanic's ship plan was sold in 2011 for $336,000. Number 14. The ship's top speed was 23 knots. 23 knots is equivalent to about 26 miles per hour. Today, the average cruise ship speed is 20 knots or 23 miles per hour. Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas has a top speed of 25 knots, nearly 29 miles per hour. Number 15. New evidence suggests a fire in the ship's hull caused the ship's demise. According to the documentary Titanic: The New Evidence, a fire aboard the ship prior to its departure may have led to the disaster. Journalist Sinan Maloney suggests that the metal had weakened because of an ongoing fire in the ship's hull. The fire burned at temperatures of 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 weeks prior to the ship's departure. Number 16. Underwater robots took 100,000 plus photos of the ship's wreckage in 2012. An exhibition sent underwater robots to the wreckage, and through the use of sonar imaging, took more than 100,000 photos of hundreds of objects that were likely part of the ship. With the photos, researchers were able to map the 3x5 mile debris field. Number 17. The Titanic took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. In its first report of the tragedy, the New York Times ran a headline that said the Titanic sank 4 hours after hitting the iceberg. Little did the public know that the ship sank at a much faster pace. Number 18. The ship sank very fast. The ship broke in two, and the bow sank to the sea bottom at an estimated 35 miles per hour, and the stern descended at an estimated 50 miles per hour. And that wraps it up for today's video. If you want to see any more interesting facts about anything or anyone, then make sure to like and subscribe with the notification bell so that you never miss a video.